If you're an actor, how many times have you missed or rescheduled a meeting? You're going to need thick skin for this discussion if you feel attacked. But this industry doesn't hold back. If you get your feelings hurt easily, this isn't the industry for you. So I'm going to talk about a topic today that might have you feeling defensive, but you need to know this. And if I'm describing you today, you can change your behavior immediately. Let's get into it. Hi, I'm Nancy Nave. I've been a working actor for 16 years in the film and television industry, and I'm also a career coach for actors. Here's the truth. In the film and television industry, there's never a good excuse for missing a meeting. There's never a good enough excuse for rescheduling a meeting, especially if you're an actor. You feeling okay so far? I can feel your blood pressure rising.
But, I had car trouble and I had to take it to a mechanic. I developed a migraine and I needed to recover. Something came up and I just couldn't make it.
That's fine. I promise you, whoever you're meeting with has moved on in their business. They crossed you off the list and went on with their life. Don't be surprised if rescheduling that meeting turns into never. We're actors. This is one of the most competitive industries to break into. Getting an agent is a difficult process and takes time, talent, dedication, and persistence. So if you finally get a meeting with an agent for possible representation, nothing else is important that day. I say this, and I've had a family since I started this business 16 years ago. You need to find ways to build and support so that you can be successful in this business. If this was your job, you'd say, sorry, but I have to work. And you'd have someone to help you take care of the kids or whatever your responsibilities are, so that you could honor your obligations that day. Canceling a meeting, especially at the last minute, leaves a bad impression on whoever it is that you stood up. More times than not, the agency won't be calling you back. You've just demonstrated to them what could possibly happen if they put in the work to get you an audition. Actors are expected to drop everything when an audition comes up, and it's always when we're at our busiest. How can they rely on you to make it to the audition if you didn't make it to this meeting? You didn't make them feel like you cared or that they were even important. They'll meet with a different actor instead. They won't blame you or be upset with you. They'll just move on. That's that. The pool of talented actors is deep. You had your shot. It's not their responsibility to teach you how to be dependable and reliable or professional. The film and TV industry is a very unforgiving place to work if you're not good at managing your schedule or showing up when you don't feel like it. Everyone in this industry is probably working on another aspect of the business that you don't know about. You might surmise another person in acting class or at the local coffee shop is just another actor or an acting coach or maybe just a paper pusher in the business. So you kind of blow off your meeting when you meet with them. No biggie, I'll just reschedule. By the way, you're always working with someone else in this business for many reasons. We don't create films in a vacuum. Every scheduled meeting is important, but you go ahead and reschedule anyways. What you didn't know is that your actor friend has also written a screenplay that is currently casting roles to begin shooting next month. And she had her eye on you, and you just dropped her for something else. That's fine. She'll never tell you, but she was going to hand you an audition for that project. Or even better, she was going to offer you the role without an audition. But now she's questioning whether you'd show up on filming day. Would you be late? Would you have a terrible headache on that day? Would you be prepared to perform the scene? It sure does make someone think twice before jumping into business with you. This actor turned writer, turned producer, turned possibly the next Academy nominated director is not unique in how they got started. Everyone starts somewhere. Brie Larson, Ben Stiller, Tina Fey, Mindy Kaling, Seth Rogen, Ben Affleck, Jon Favreau. They all started as actors who were also writing and then started directing. Can you imagine knowing them when they were early in their acting careers? Sitting next to you in acting class, performing scenes, and getting feedback alongside you from the acting coach? Early on, they were already writing while they were working on the craft of acting. If all you see is a struggling actor, you've missed what's going on behind the scenes. They built strong working relationships along the way, which became friendships so much that they pulled their friends in to work on their projects. Make sure you respect and honor your meetings with everyone. You never know if the person you're supposed to have coffee with today or read lines with will become the next big director in Hollywood. If you're lucky, you meet these people as they're building their artistic talent. If you're friends and you're on the same dedicated level to this business, it's gold. How do you think all these actors in the industry knew each other so well before they ever became famous? They were friends and they pulled each other into their creative projects. It not only takes talent, but it takes a ferocious dedication to the project. Mountains will be moved to get a project done. There's no room for people who expect to be carried. This has nothing to do with the power play. I'm not talking about the executives who like to play God and hand select who makes it and who doesn't. I'm talking about having respect for every person you encounter. And if treating them right because they're human human beings isn't enough, always think about who they might actually be or become in the future. You want to be on the right side. First impressions are everything. It takes a lot of positive behaviors and time to fix a bad first impression. You usually don't have that luxury in the industry. Here's a personal example of why people knowing you as dependable and reliable is so important in your career as a working actor. My husband and I make our own short films, and we're working on our first feature. He's our writer-director, and together we produce and cast our films. Many times we cast the actors we know personally that we've met throughout the years, and a lot of them are people that I've met in acting class. We've self-funded so far, so we know how expensive it is to make even a short film. In shooting our 30-minute short film, The Swing, we rented out a location for a day for our restaurant scene. We had our 4 lead actors, 2 supporting actors, 6 background actors, and our crew. We knew we were cutting it close and everything needed to run like clockwork or we'd run out of time. Meaning we'd have to pay for and organize another day at that location and get everyone back together. And that just wasn't an option. We knew we needed to hire talented, reliable, dependable actors and crew who would show up 100%. On the morning of the shoot, we all drove out to downtown Los Angeles. It was an unusually foggy, cloudy morning. When we arrived at the location, everyone was on time, excited to get going. We started moving gear, props, setting up the scene. Then all of a sudden, all of our phones started buzzing and dinging at the same time. And then we all read the same news. Kobe Bryant had died. We were stunned. Everyone was in shock. We took a moment to get ourselves back together. I mean, this was huge news. A legend was gone, and it happened just a few miles from where we were. But we had to get the work done. So we kept moving and setting up as we discussed this horrible tragedy. Then we started hearing helicopters ride over our building. We were right next to the Staples Center, and the all-day news coverage had started. We moved into high gear because we knew that the noise was only going to get worse. Somehow, between helicopter flyovers, horns honking, police sirens, and crowds of people passing outside our building, we got it all done. By the way, I hope you realize how important sound quality is to a film. You can't have noise over people's lines. We were exhausted and exhilarated that we'd got it all done. Every person on our set brought their A game and focused on the task. If we had hired one person who was late, sick, not prepared, unable to deal with their emotions, we would have been out of luck. And if this had happened, we probably would have had to adjust the script, cut out whoever couldn't get it together, and just keep going. In this business, you've got to find a way around the obstacles. Time is money. And on this day, it was our money. Once we were all done, we all went out, ate dinner together, and talked about the terrible tragedy that had happened that morning. But we learned a huge lesson that day. We will only work with people we trust. And that is the entire filmmaking industry. Your agents are not only filtering you as a good actor, they're also filtering you as a dependable person. If your agent gets you an audition with a casting director and you book that job and you're late to set, don't show up, or you're not prepared, that casting director is going to get an earful from producers, and your agent is going to get an earful from the casting director. So if you tend to cancel on your actor friends, postpone with your acting coach, reschedule your meetings with your agents, I'm pretty sure you've already been placed in the category of flaky. And when those people have an opportunity to pull someone up with them, it won't be you. Respect people's time. You have no idea what hurdles they jump through to accommodate the meeting. It might not be a big deal to you, but it is to them. They might have just pushed off a dinner date for 30 minutes. Or they might have just had to schedule childcare for their kids so that they could meet with you. You don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Be a person of your word. Handshake deals don't work with people who aren't trustworthy. So I think you're getting the point. There's just no excuse in the film and TV industry that is good enough to make production wait for you. They'll work around you or through you, but they won't wait. There are just too many livelihoods at stake on filming day. If you can't make the simplest meeting, how can you be dependable on the big day? So now that you know, I hope you'll move mountains to be accountable and reliable in even the simplest of situations. Be the person who comes to mind when they think of talented, dedicated, and reliable. This is the best brand to build for yourself as an actor. Oh, and if you'd like to watch The Swing, it's showing on Prime Video right now. And if you'd like more content about working in the film and television industry, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I hope your skin got a little thicker today because you're gonna need it. Have a great day and break a leg.